All right, so like we discussed yesterday, this is your crew. This is kind of the positions that are out there. So you start with referee, line judge, field judge, back judge. All right. And my laser pointer doesn't work, so it's super sad. All right, so referee, initial starting position, preset keys, and then add descent responsibility. So kind of just a refresher of what we kind of sped through last night when we gave you the basic positioning. And we're gonna kind of go over everything like this. Anybody from last night remember your initial starting position? Quarterback. You're behind the quarterback. All right. 7 and 7, exactly. And we'll go over kind of the full picture when we get out on the fields. Jonathan's going to cover referee, stuff like that. So pre-snap keys. Basically, what you're looking for is your 7 people out on the offense. So, like I told you last night, the referee and the line judge working congruence together to look at the offense. So from there, we're going to be on opposite sides. So if I'm the referee and Jonathan's line judge, we're counting 7 people on the field for the offense, 7 flag belts. This year is going to be a little bit different because if you have pockets, you don't have to have flag belts. That's our rule change. So basically, we're counting bodies out there. All right, count heads. See if we have 7. We got 7. All right, we're good. We both communicated, and we're good to go. That's kind of pre-snap responsibility. At the snap responsibility. All right, so here you're looking at the initial rush. Just like the line judge would, you're going to see that initial contact on the line, and then from there you're following the quarterback. All right, you're protecting the quarterback. That's your main responsibility. So if the quarterback rolls to the other side of the field, I'm going to roll with him. All right, because I want to see if there's going to be a pass, or if they're roughing the passer, if he illegal male advancement or illegal forward pass, stuff like that. That's kind of your at the snap responsibility. You guys got anything to add? All right, so this is kind of what it looks like. So your referee, this is your quarterback right here. You're 7 on 7 to the quarterback, and line judge opposite of referee. So like I said, your 2 primary responsibilities is going to be the offensive line. All right, field judge, back judge, you got the defense together. So you're making sure you got 7 bodies out there, 7 flag belts. If they're all wearing flag belts, then you're going from there. Field judge is always opposite line judge, and you're always opposite back judge. So like I said last night, you're boxing in everything that's happening. All right. So after the snap, like I said, you're looking at the initial rush for that illegal contact, the illegal block, kind of just sticking out the leg or any contact like that. So you're looking at the who initiated the contact portion. After your initial rush is over, you're going to follow the quarterback. All right, you're going to move as they move. So if I roll, just like I said, the quarterback rolls and I roll with him. If he rolls back, I go back. All right, but you want to still maintain a 7 and 7, so you have a clear line of the field. You have a clear line of vision. Because you're not just tunnel visioning on the quarterback, you still have everything else going around you. All right. If the quarterback's threatened, you watch for flag guarding. And you're gonna also watch for if they're deflagged too. Because in that backfield area, if that quarterback is deflagged, that's your spot. All right. You're gonna blow the whistle to kill the play. You're gonna mark that spot, and then you're gonna hand it off to the line judge. All right. We're gonna show you all that throughout the week, and kind of when we go out on the field, what that looks like versus what it sounds like. If the ball is thrown away, the biggest thing that we really hit on last night, we're going to keep hitting on, is the ball away phrase. As soon as the quarterback throws a forward legal pass, that music's killing me. If that quarterback throws a forward legal pass, we're yelling balls away. And it's not just the balls away so the people around you hear, it's balls away! So the whole field knows that quarterback or the offense took their only 1 legal forward pass, all right? If they throw a lateral or they pitch it back, we're yelling back. Same thing with the hand signal, all right? It's loud enough for the whole field to hear. The play ends behind the line of scrimmage, so just like I said, the play ends behind the line, you're gonna get that spot and then you're gonna pass it off to the line judge. Because as referee, you're responsible for moving the pucks. Right? So after the play ends, if there's no penalties, you're going to move the spot, so you're going to move the 2 pucks. All right, orange is for what? Offense or defense? Defense? Orange is for offense. So think of it as O as in offense. All right, yellow is going to be for defense. So if there's no penalties, you're going to go pick up your 2 pucks. You're going to look for where the spot is. Your line judge is going to have the spot. All right, we're going to go, and then we're going to march it out so we hit the line judge's spot. All right, then we're going to put the 2 pucks down 1 yard apart. If there is a penalty, so this is what you're going to do when you go into penalty enforcement, when we cover saga and stuff like that later on in the night. You're going to find out what that penalty is. You're going to have the initial signal for the penalty so the other team knows. Then you're going to ask the other captain what they want to do. All right, you're going to give them their options. After that, you're going to go march that penalty off. And then as soon as you march that penalty, you're going to announce the penalty. So this is your saga right here. Signal, ask, go, announce. All right. So you're gonna first signal what it is. So say I got a flag guard. I got a flag guard on the offense. All right, that's your initial signal. After that, I'm gonna the captain ask if he wants to accept or decline the penalty. After they give me what they want to do, I'm gonna pick up my pucks, march to where I'm going, so where I'm gonna enforce the penalty. And after that, that's when I'm gonna sit there in between the line of scrimmage and announce flag guard on the offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat whatever that was. All right? Does that make sense? I think that's you on the video too.
We need to open it in PowerPoint. Oh. I'll go ahead, because I'm sure we have a lot of videos. It's up at the top bar. Yeah, it's open in PowerPoint. Right above, yeah.
This is awkward. It is hot in here. I'm gonna pause the video real quick. How this is any questions so far? I know we've kind of you're gonna have to turn on my laptop itself. It's on though.
I'm not streaming that there. Can anyone finally hear that? It's just coming directly from the laptop. We're having some projector photos, so.
So if you look, third down, 40 game, hit ready to play. It's actually pre-snap stuff. And here after the snap, there you go. So you see how Jonathan over here is a referee. Watch how he rolls with the quarterback. He keeps going, and when he gets deflagged, he's got that spot.
And this is a good play too, because he rolls right and then he comes back, and I have to get out of the way because he's just running all over the place. But obviously, see, I get the spot, so it's way in the backfield, lunge and gets it, give it off to her, and then I go to the hooks. And that's what Chris is talking about, as the referee having the spot in the backfield.
Does it make kind of a little bit more sense as you see it? Now he's the flag, so he's going to grab the spot. There's our line judge opposite our rep. He's going to pass the spot off to the line judge, so he can go grab the puck. So our referee's back there. You can come on. Alright, so there's a couple things that happen here, alright? So he's doing his pre-snaps, he's announcing down distance, goal line game, gets him ready to play. Here we go, he's gonna watch the initial rush right there. He saw an illegal contact, throws the flag. He calls the lateral back. I know you can't hear it very well with his laptop. And then he calls balls away once they throw that forward legal pass. Alright, line judge. So opposite the ref, and your partner for the offense right here. So your initial starting position, like I said, is opposite the referee on the other side. You're going to be on the sideline. Alright, and how you line up, if this is my orange puck and this is my yellow puck, this is the line of scrimmage in the neutral zone. I'll have it just like this where my feet are on the puck, just like this. So now I'm standing in the neutral zone. So I can see if there's anybody that's offsides or anything like that, I can back them up, kind of do a little preventative fishing. All right, that's kind of where we're starting. Your pre-snap keys, you're looking at any offsides, you're kind of correcting them. You're also counting bodies as well, flag belts. Same thing as referee, and you're going to see as we keep going in every position, it's kind of the same first two things. We're always counting bodies, we're always counting flag belts, stuff like that, all right? Basic stuff. At the snap, responsibilities. We're looking for the false starts. We're looking for the illegal motions, the illegal shifts. We're going to go over all those penalties a little bit later tonight, but that's kind of your at the snap responsibilities. All right, as soon as the ball snaps, your primary responsibility at the snap is going to be that initial crash on that line. So you're getting all the illegal contacts, legal screens, all that stuff like that. Once you see that initial rush go through, you're going to shuffle down about 5 to 10 yards. All right, if the play goes up your line, you're obviously going to follow that, but you're going to go down 5 to 10, and then after that, you're going to dump it off to your field judge back judge. All right. So, sit your rep on the line of scrimmage, right there, and then you're going to watch this initial catch. So, basically exactly like what I said, just put in words. You're watching the contact. The biggest thing that people miss at line judge, but it's the most obvious and most important thing, is that initial contact in the middle. All right, you need to see that who initiates the contact, who's sticking out the leg like this, who's outside of their body. Another thing that I didn't mention is watching the receivers on your side. So you're gonna find the matchup that's lining up on your side, and you're gonna kind of watch that competitive matchup. That's gonna come down the 5 to 10 yards that you're shuffling down. After the play. So after the play ends, your responsibility is getting the spot, getting that where the play ended. So if a player gets the flag right there, and this is where my 5 to 10 yards ended right here, this is the line of scrimmage, I'm going to run over and grab that spot from the field judge or back judge. I'm going to hold it for the referee. So what does that look like? So now I have the spot. The referee will come running over. If he lines up to me, I'm going to chop him in just like this. And now he knows that's where the puck's going to go. That's the next line of scrimmage. If there's a penalty that you have to enforce, so if I have the spot, but I threw a penalty, I threw a flag guard down the field right there. I'll double tweak my whistle. We'll go over this continuously. I'll double tweak my whistle and I'll hand the spot off to the field judge. All right, the double tweeting the whistle is just an alert. So now my crew on the field knows, hey, something went wrong here. We need to figure out what we're doing, so I'm not going to move the pucks yet. That's what that's for. So then I hand my spot off to a field judge and I'll go tell the referee exactly what I did. So what I saw. So I'm going to say, hey, I saw a flag guard on offense. Good to go there. And then the referee will take the saga steps from there, because the referee is the only one that's going to do the penalty enforcement. Cleaning up the sideline, that basically means that if this is my out of bounds, if I'm on the sideline here and behind me is out of bounds, right, and the play is going to end right here, don't let the play end where Dylan is and I just have the spot right here and I'm not watching what's behind me. All right, because what's going to happen behind me, they may throw some elbows, they may throw a punch, they may throw somebody might shove somebody. So what happens there is you get out the way because you don't want to get run over, but you're going to follow the play. So if you're going out of bounds, all you do is just turn your back. So you just turn and you follow the play out. You have the spot wherever it went out, wherever it got deflagged. You're standing right there, but you're just going to continuously watch it. They say, hey, good play, good play. They're going to come back into the field. As they come back, you just turn around and we're ready to go. I have the spot. Makes sense? You never want to have your back to players, especially when they go out of bounds. You need to keep control and box in all the players as much as you can and as best as you can. Does that make sense? It's basically everything that I said that you see visually. So the players right there, the line is just going to go get that spot. Referee chops him in. From there, the line judge is going to hold the spot right there until the ref picks up the puck. As you're marching as the ref, you just about close. Alright, you got chopped in. That's the next line of scrimmage. Alright. play's coming to the line judge, you're gonna get out the way, you're gonna follow it up, and just like that, he's gonna grab the spot and still watch. Alright? Field judge. Initial starting position, you're opposite the line judge. But for you, instead of being on the line of scrimmage, you're on the zone line to gain, alright? Or at least 10 to 12 yards off the line of scrimmage. So if the 10 to 12 is not the zone line to gain, say the zone line to gain really far, say you're 10 to 12, but then when we get to the snap, you're going to shuffle down to the zone line to gain. Because as field judge, you're getting all the pass interferences, the offensive or defensive pass interferences. You're getting the matchups, you're getting the deeper plays right there, but your responsibility is going to be if they got to the zone line to gain, or if they got that first down. Pre-snap keys, just like everything else, you're counting bodies, you count flag belts, but on this time, it's for the defense only, alright? At the snap, just like I said, you're finding your matchups, alright? And you're following that matchup on your side of the field. You're going to be on the opposite sideline of the line judge, and you're getting all the pass interferences, and then the zone line game, just like that. Alright, so he's down. In this instance, the zone line game is 20, so he started on the 20, and he's going to stay there unless the play is deep on his line, and obviously you're going to follow the play. But your primary responsibility is if they're short or if they're over on that zone line game. Alright, make sense? So just like I said, find your matchup, find the receivers. You're responsible for the contact in the middle of the field. Offensive, defensive, pass interference, the illegal contacts, the illegal screens, same thing, illegal contacts, the holds. And remember your pass interference restrictions. For the offense, it begins at the snap. Because theoretically, you should know what the play is, alright? There's no 5-yard bump, 3-yard bump, stuff like that. There's no bump. Defense begins when the ball's in the air. So your defensive pass interference restrictions start after the ball is thrown. From there is no bumping, there is no anything like that, no contact. Same thing that we just saw. So the last thing here, if a player catches a pass and then runs, you have the flag guarding responsibility. So if you catch a pass right there and I'm the field judge on the sideline right here, I'm now responsible for what this player does. It's in my primary area. I'm going to follow it through until they get the flag, and I'm going to grab that spot, and I'm going to hand it off to the line judge, alright? So from here, it's my responsibility to see, A, if they get the flag, B, if they commit flag guard, alright? I'm going to follow it all the way through the end. After the play is done. So if the play is dead in my primary area, I'll blow the whistle obviously and grab the spot, and then from there I'll wait for the line judge to come down opposite the sideline, and I'll hand the spot over to them. And then from there, I'm gonna run down to the next zone line again and get ready for the next play. So give it to the line judge. If you have a penalty, same thing. Every position, if you have a penalty, double tweet your whistle. If I have the spot, I'm gonna double tweet the whistle. This alerts the referee, don't pick up the pucks yet. I give the spot away to the line judge, and from there, I'm gonna go talk to the referee about what I threw the flag for. All right, so whether it's I got a pass interference on the defense. All right, and then from there, he's gonna enforce that penalty. So the main thing here, anytime you have a penalty, slow down. All right, there is no rush. There is no rush to start the next play. Slow down and make sure you get the penalty enforcement right, because there's a lot of things that go into it. And it's not just the referee that's doing everything. Penalty enforcement is a whole crew thing, but you only hear the referee, but you work as a team to do penalty enforcement. If the line judge or back judge has a penalty, this is really important. You're gonna pick up the slack for the line judge having to do a separate responsibility and go get that dead ball spot. So if the line judge calls a penalty, usually the line judge will have the spot, right, for the referee. From here, you're gonna run over, take the spot from the line judge so he can, or she can go over to the referee and talk about what penalty there was. Same thing about cleaning up your sideline from the line judge. Don't turn your back on the players going out of bounds, all right? Follow it all the way through. Turn with them, hold the spot, and then turn back, just pivot. I know we haven't talked about co-work a lot in the basic positioning. Same thing as what we said last night. Everyone on the field, referee, line judge, field judge, back judge, it's their responsibility to keep track of open and closed plays and what down it is. So what I like to do personally, you just find your own style, is whenever I mark the end of the play, I'll mark with what down it is, all right? I'll mark it. So now everybody knows it's third down. My referee who knows it's coming is third down. All my crew who's looking at me knows it's third down. And then if we're in a co-rep game, I'll accompany that with this. So they know, okay, it's third down, it's open play. Or third down, and it's a closed play. So this is how I'll mark it. Everyone should be mirroring that on the crew. Back judge. You're going to be on the deepest person on the defense. That's where you're starting out. Because your number one goal is to not get beat deep. All right, you got everything that's in the backfield. Pre-snap keys, same thing as always. I'm repeating myself. Count bodies, count flag dogs. At the snap, your first instinct should always be to go backwards. Because everyone's coming towards you. You have a little buffer of space, but everyone's coming towards you. You don't want to get beat deep, so you're going backwards. All right. You have all the deep plays. You have the goal line as well. So he's lined up to the deepest player in the backfield, and then your first instinct is going to be to go backwards. And you're opposite the field judge because you're boxing everything in. But like Jonathan said last night, the back judge is the only position, minus referee, where you can windshield butt. You can keep going back and forth, all right? So your initial starting position is going to be opposite field judge because you're boxing in the play. But if my matchup, my competitive matchup, or if I anticipate that the ball is being thrown opposite of me, I can windshield wipe over that way, excuse me, and follow what's happening because on a deep play, it's my responsibility of killing the play, seeing the deflag, seeing the illegal contact, the offensive defensive pass interference, and the flag running, all right? But then as soon as that's done, go back to your initial starting position for the next play. Watch the receivers coming off the line, that's going deep. And your first step is backwards. And with this, with reading QB, so you are in the back of everything. You have the best view, I guess, on the field and most clear view of what's happening for the offense. So you can kind of anticipate where the QB is trying to throw that ball. When you read your matchups and you're following your receivers, you can kind of see where that play is going to go, all right? Like I said, same thing for field judge. Remember your pass interference restrictions. Offense is what? When does it begin? At the snap. Because theoretically, they know the play. Defense is when the ball is released from the quarterback. All right, so if the ball's in or deflagged in your primary area, all the way in the backfield, you're going to hold the spot, and from there, whoever gets to you first, whether it's field judge or line judge, you're going to give the spot away to you. So in most instances, the field judge is going to get to that spot first. So you're going to pass it off to the field judge, and you're going to go all the way back downfield. All right. From there, the field judge, like I said previously, will give the line away to the line judge. All right. To the line judge. If you have a penalty, same thing. Slow down, double tweet your whistle. Pass your line off to the field judge or the line judge and go talk to the referee about what penalty you had. And from there, the referee will start the penalty enforcement. Field judges. Our field judges over here. We'll play it again. Maybe. Alright, so what you're looking for here is the field judge gets that flag spot and he gives it up to the line judge right away. He grabs the spot, gives it right away to the line judge, and then the line judge waits for the referee to move the pucks to him. Which we'll see right here. He gets chopped in, we're going to set the pucks down. Just like that, the referee will grab the spot. He's going to wait for the line judge. over. It's just as simple as this. It's just simple, hey, take a step back. Or hey, take a step back. It's just simple as that, and then chop them in. Alright, goal line positioning. So we're down there, getting ready to score. Line judge is still on the line of scrimmage. Field judge is going to be on the zone line of game, which is going to be the goal line. And you're going to say it. You're going to say that. Alright, line judge, you're going to be on the line of scrimmage. You're going to watch that initial crash. And then from there, you're going to take a step down, whichever way, and you're going to get on the goal line as well. Field judge, I'd like you after the snap to go down just to the middle right there, because the line judge will have a goal line, and you're going to help the back judge with the end line. Alright?
And this is all goal line, but when, in terms of just the line judge having the goal line, this is any time you're within 10 yards. So once you hit that 10-yard line, it's kind of different. The line judge will stay at the line of scrimmage to start out. Once the snap is, you get your butt to the goal line because that's the most important line on the entire field. This is only within 10 yards. It's going to be the goal line positioning. Okay? And same thing for field judge and back judge. The only time back judge is going to be way back there as if line judge or field judge has the goal line, which would be close in.
Alright, so from here, referee, you still have all your responsibilities are the same. You have the quarterback, you have the initial crash. You're going to follow the quarterback through. You're going to try to protect the quarterback. Line judge, like Jonathan said, watch the initial crash and then get your butt to that goal line. Alright, because that's huge. Alright, from there, field judge, all your pre-snap responsibilities are the same. We're still counting bodies, counting flag, we're coordinating, alright, we got set. Alright, from there, field judge, take a few steps down, you go in the middle, you help the back judge with the corner end line right here. Alright, back judge, you're going to be on the end line. You got everything, that's your line right there. That end line is your line. So if they're in, if they catch it in, that's all you right there. Oh, we got a little bit. Nice. You see how that works? Alright, so for with this, your back judge should be communicating, anytime you're this close, should be communicating to the field judge and the line judge about the corners. Alright? You either say I got high or I got feet. Alright, for me, if I'm back judge, I like to say I got feet. Just because looking down is a little bit easier for me. What that means is, in a corner play, if I say I got feet as back judge, I'm going to be looking down to make sure his feet are in bounds. Alright? You as whatever other line judge or field judge position that's got high, got hands or whatever, is going to be looking at if they have possession, if they caught the ball, whether they get the flag, anything else like that. Alright, so you need to communicate when you get down there for your corner. So in this corner right here, you're going to communicate to the field judge. And that top corner right there, you're communicating to the line judge. Alright, this is something that you do before you go out on the field. So as a crew, you get together before your shift starts. That's why we schedule you 15 minutes prior to a game to set up the field and meet with your crew. Alright, get to know each other's names and then what position you want to work, and then from there communicate little things like that. Alright. Same thing on this. Maintain your 7 on 7. Mirror touchdown the sideline after score. I'm not sure about that.
Go back one. So the first bullet of that field judge says the goal line primary is all but 3 to 4 yards directly in front of the line judge. So when you're down at the goal line, the field judge can be in the middle, but for the most part, we want as many people as we can to field judge and line judge to both be on the goal line because that's going to be the deciding factor of the team scores or not. So by meaning 3 to 4 yards literally directly in front of them, but other than that, the field judge probably is going to have most of the line to call touchdown. If somebody has to reach over the ball, that's going to be the field judge's call to call touchdown. Alright, because the line judge is not going to be able to see some place if it's a dive in the corner on the field judge side, you're going to have to get that as a field judge.
The windshield wiper and that back judge is extremely important when you're at the end line, alright, because you need to cover both corners. Reverse goal line. So this is something when the offense is pushed all the way back to their end zone. Alright, this mechanic is going to be done by the referee and the line judge because they work together for the offense. So this mechanic is just like this. So this is a false start, you're going forward. This is reverse goal line mechanics. You're going to look at your line judge or look at your referee and go reverse goal line. You're able to do that. Now you know. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hang out and and I'm gonna go backwards as a line judge. All right, I'm gonna go back to their goal line because I need to see if there's safeties and stuff like that to help out the referee. There we go. See, I'll go right back to the goal line. I'll help them out right there. All right, the play's going forward. Now I'm gonna hustle up to follow the play because it's on my line. And then wherever the play's done, I'm gonna go grab that spot as a line judge. All right. So reverse goal line. If you're down by the other team's end zone, reverse goal line. My first instinct as a line judge is to shuffle backwards to get to that goal line. All right. So basically, what you just saw and what I just said, kind of in words. It's extremely important here as field judge when you're in reverse goal line to grab those spots, all right? Because the line judge is going to get a later start than they're used to. So grab the spot, wait for the line judge to hustle back down, and then get rid of the spot to the line judge. All right, so in reverse goal line, your points of emphasis is obviously the goal line as a line judge or referee. And remember the signal. It's easy to forget when you're down there to do reverse goal line because sometimes you're just in the play or you're in the game, in the flow of the game, and you're like, oh crap, their end zone's right there. All right, reverse goal line. So my instinct, instead of going downfield, should be going backwards to their other team's goal line. We'll go backwards, and we're good to go, and we're going to hustle downfield. Watch it one more time. All right, first instinct, he go back. He sees that we're good, and he's gonna go downfield. Any questions so far? All right, I know we're kind of pushing through. You're gonna see it all continuously through the next few days and then the next week as well. And then later tonight when we do stationing, we're gonna go over each position as well, but out on the field, so you can kind of see the paint, stuff like that. All right, punt positioning. There is no fake punt, like I said. So as a referee, you're going to ask on fourth down, hey, it's fourth down, are you going to go for it or are you going to punt? You're going to say, I want to punt. Then you're going to announce, fourth down, offense selects the punt. Hey, you ready for play? All right. Line judge, referee, exactly the same. Line judge, you're going to stay on the line of scrimmage. There usually is not a crash, all right, because everyone's going to be downfield waiting for the punt. But you're going to stay there because you're going to make sure that nobody on the line or the offensive players don't cross the line of scrimmage before the kicker kicks it, all right? Because otherwise that'd be a live ball penalty. We'll throw a flag out there and we'll let the play go. Field judge, back judge, you're gonna be all the way back to where kind of the receivers are, and you're gonna wait for them to receive it and then follow the play up. I think this is an animation so we can see what happens. Yeah. So everyone's set, all right, as soon as they punt, receiver gets it, back judge will toss a beanbag down to wherever they got the ball, and from there we're going to go. Usually the field judge will pick up the spot right there because they're probably going to get the flag in your primary area. You'll grab the spot. You're going to wait for your two other crew members to switch kind of mindsets and switch sides of the field. You're going to give the line off to the line judge, and then from there you're going to switch sides. You're going to hustle back down the other side of the field. So watch that one more time. Yeah, so field judge will give it away to the line judge. Referee will pick up the pucks, go all the way down, and we'll set up for the first down for the use. Real quick, somebody tell me what this is.
That's when you start off on the kick.
Yep, so this is your 14, that's where you're going to start all possession. New possession. So, referee, like I said, you announce to both teams what's going to happen. You're going to say fourth down, offense selects the punt, or offense selects the play. In this case, they're punting, and there is no fake punt, so they're going to have to go for it. If a punt goes out of bounds, I don't know if it's in here or not, but if a punt goes out of bounds, this is where you work as a crew. You're going to kind of find where it crossed out of bounds, and you're going to kind of mark it. I think there's a video on here to show it. But in that instance, You really have to work together as a crew to figure out that spot. Tosses the beanbag. Pretty simple, right? Oh, yeah. Punt goes out of bounds. Referee will go to the spot of the punt, which is where the pucks are. A line judge and field judge, this is where you're walking together, alright? Or working together. So you'll go beyond where he or she thought it went out, and you'll walk backwards to the referee. Walk backwards. Walk backwards.
Back towards.
Backwards. Back towards the referee. Alright, so once the referee lines up with the line judge and field judge, with where he or she has the ball going out of bounds, they'll then chop in that person, and they'll stop at this spot. So what does that look like? So if I'm the referee, and I'm at where the line of scrimmage where they kicked it, and I kind of eyeball where it crossed from where I'm at, you as the line judge or the field judge will kind of walk past where they think that ball went out at, and then they're going to start walking backwards. From here, I'm going to look, I'm going to say, hey, keep going back. I'm going to chop them in there. All right, because that's kind of where the path, the trajectory of from where the ball was kicked to where it crossed out of bounds. All right. Usually though, from whatever line judge or field judge position you are at, you'll see where it goes out of bounds. So you'll see you keep going up. And you'll slow down, because he's getting close, and he just got chopped.
Yeah, and so pretty much what, like Chris said, all this, I think this is the backfield field good, that he's just watching the referee, and the referee's holding up his arm as he's holding his, and then the referee just chops him in right there. And that's where he knows the ball went out. So it's much easier to see where the ball went out when you're in the punter's point of view rather than just looking up at the sideline. Just how the players go out of bounds.
Alright. So you see, you want to follow that play all the way out. You want to turn towards that play. Here's the job of following up, grabbing the spot, and rolling the clock for the last 2 minutes. But look, all the players that were involved in that play is behind you. Alright? It's easy to walk up, and I'm on the spot. It's easy to just turn around and follow it. Alright? The spot's right behind you. From there, as I'm around, I can sit there and do the mechanic just like this. The whistle's already blown, we're good to go. I'm standing on the spot. I just need to watch the play. Questions so far? Take a 5-minute break, it's hot, go get some water.
So we all know that the referee is going to be the one that is physically marking off the fouls, but it's us as a crew that either makes or breaks penalty enforcement throughout the game. Okay, so everybody should be knowing what penalty is called and how to enforce it, even if you're like the back judge that night, okay? It's one of the, it is arguably the most important thing that us officials do. I mean, we're not the ones playing, we're not the ones scoring, we're the ones enforcing penalties, but it's also the thing that's most easily messed up, okay? So it's, sometimes don't think about the ones that could get more complex. Just try to get the easy ones first and then try to build yourself up throughout the season, okay? That's not the right way. All right, so all fouls we went over kind of yesterday, dead ball and live ball. All penalties are either going to be dead ball fouls or live ball fouls. All dead ball fouls happen after the ball becomes dead or before the snap is legally snapped. Okay, so in that dead ball period, okay? And these include, not limited to, false start, illegal snap, encroachment, or delay game, okay? If you watch I've referenced the NFL and college. If you see a false start, encroachment, delay game, illegal snap, or they don't have illegal snaps, but delay game and stuff like that, those plays never happen ever. They're always blown dead. They're dead ball fouls, okay? All dead ball fouls are known as blow and throw penalties, which means you blow your whistle and throw your flag, which means you kill the play doesn't happen, blow your whistle first before you throw the flag, okay? And so those are dead ball fouls. And then unsportsmanlike fouls can occur when the ball is either live or dead, but are always enforced as dead ball fouls. And when we get more into enforcing the penalties, you'll kind of see how that works. But just know any unsportsmanlike conduct penalties are going to be considered dead ball fouls, even if they're during the play. Okay? So dead ball fouls are blow and throw, kill the play. Next are live ball fouls that happen simultaneous with the snap and go until the play is dead. So these can include illegal motion, illegal shift, the punt play if they go in between the line and it's not a neutral zone infraction, pass interference, flag guarding. These are plays where we're not going to blow the play dead. We're going to put our flag where the foul happened, and then we're going to keep on going as the play finishes, okay? So once the play is over, that's when Chris referenced you double tweet your whistle so then the referee does not move their pucks before, because it could be a play that's way down the field that they can't see it. So it's important if you have a live ball foul to definitely double tweet your whistle and let the referee know that you have something, okay? So this is just a little tidbit. A lot of teams don't know this, but so we don't have like 1st and 10 yards to go. We just have the zone line to gain. So a team can technically accept a penalty but decline the yardage for any fouls. So I'm trying to think of an example of why a team. I mean, there's if say it's like 4th down to the 20 and we're on like the 39, so we technically have 19 yards to go. Okay, so if some team commits a penalty, but they want to keep them at 19 yards rather than push them back and maybe have the 40 yard to gain, they might just accept the penalty but decline the yard. So don't worry about that too much. Most teams don't know it, so I really wouldn't worry about it. We just have to include it because it is an option that we have in our rules. Okay. All right, so types of penalties. These are dead ball 5-yard penalties. So these aren't any live ball 5 yards. In our game, there's no 15-yard penalties. It's either 5-yard penalties or 10-yard penalties, okay? The way we do it here is any conduct or contact penalties are going to be 10 yards, and most everything else is going to be 5 yards, okay? So contact and conduct are those of pass interference, illegal contact, unsportsmanlike conduct. Those are all 10-yard penalties, but everything else is going to be 5, okay? So these are 5-yard penalties, dead ball penalties though, so not the live ball ones. So the acronym that we go off of is FIELD, which stands for false start, illegal snap, encroachment, leaving the field on the wrong side, and delay of game. So these are all dead ball penalties. They are going to be a blow and throw penalties, and you're not going to let the play happen, okay? Does anybody have any questions on what these penalties would look like or consider? We might have videos of them, but like, for example, like what a false start is. Does everybody know that?
Well, it's really the on the wrong side.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go over. I've called, in the 4 years I've officiated, I called this one time. I was actually at it was at a tournament at Campbell, and that's just if both teams have their respective sidelines, and if one player just goes off on the wrong side, that's a penalty. You can't do that. Okay, so he has to go out. If he's subbing out, he has to go on the way that is, or the side that his team's on. So he can't go like out of the end zone or on the other side. He has to go on his sideline, or else it's a penalty. Yeah.
What's encroachment?
Encroachment, that's pretty much like a neutral zone infraction because we don't have like the penalty of like contact. So that's more of a pretty much a neutral zone infraction and encroachment. So we don't have. I mean, I think I've said neutral zone infraction a few times. That's pretty much encroachment. So whenever somebody crosses that neutral zone, offense or defense. And these are all dead ball penalties, so blow and throw, don't let the play happen. These continuing to dead ball, so this is dead ball personal fouls and unsportsmanlike conduct. If for some reason the play goes dead and some guy decides to like shove another player to the ground, that'd be a dead ball illegal contact penalty. And then a dead ball unsportsmanlike, those are both 10 yards. Contact and conduct, 10-yard penalties. referenced that before, blow and throw. If you blow your whistle and the play doesn't stop, continuously blow the whistle, because if there's a false start, it shouldn't happen, okay? So make sure that your whistle is loud first of all, but if it's not, to make sure that the play doesn't happen, all right? Because the last thing we want is for us to have like a false start on the offense, and then they go ahead and score, but we say, oh wait, we false started, the play doesn't happen, okay? So we want to make sure that we kill those plays so we can prevent the ball from becoming live, all right? This is where you blow your whistle and you throw the flag straight up in the air. You don't need to worry about getting the spot, you just throw it in the air, all right? And then report the foul to the referee, whoever it is. Play one more time. Everybody see the penalty. It was not called. All right, so that top receiver, literally what I was talking about, he clearly false started, we didn't get it, and they proceeded to score. All right? And that's a pretty obvious false start that really shouldn't be missed, whoever was line judge. The field judge back there, they don't call false starts. The line judge is the only person that calls false start in those field penalties. The referee can, but its primary responsibility is coming from the line judge, all right? So this is one where you blow and throw it, you kill the play, so then it doesn't proceed to happen, all right? So everybody see that one? The guy to the left of the snapper. Not all false starts are going to be like by receivers. You know, you could have a false start on the snapper, obviously, but it's the definition of a false start is any movement that simulates what the snap would have been. Okay, so this is, he's going away from the ball. It doesn't really affect it. They didn't even say ready, set, yet. He just literally just flinched a little bit, but that is simulating what a movement of the snap. All right, so that's a false start, and that's what was called. All right, and these are weird ones. They're going to be, they're going to yell at you for calling them, but it is a false start. All right, so watch it one last time. All right, blow and throw, kill the play. It doesn't happen. So this one, both players move. It would probably have been wise for me to go to the line judge because they have the better view to see if the defense crossed first. And we don't need to see, it's not like the NFL where we say, oh, did the defense cause the false start, because the defense can't get in the neutral zone anyway. All right, so on this one, if the defense crossed first, we ended up calling a false start. It would have been an encroachment on the defense, but it was a false start, so it's 5 yards. All right, and we're blowing the play dead. All right. So I think we saw this one yesterday. This is not one continuous motion when she snaps it, so it would be an illegal snap. I don't think they called it. I think the ref, you can see a flag coming right here. That's probably for an illegal contact. But this one, it's a pretty obvious illegal snap, and it should have been, blow and throw. The play is dead. All right, and that's just one that we missed. Okay. So I'll go over this one before we watch it again. So a delay of game penalty could be the teams get 25 seconds. This is a mental clock for the referee They have 25 seconds from the time you blow your whistle to snap the ball, just like a play clock in any other sport, okay? And if they don't snap it by that time, then it's a delay game penalty. In this instant, you can also get a delay game if the teams are going fast and before you blow you're ready for play, they snap the ball because they want to go fast. Doesn't matter, not in our game. We have to blow the ready for play for them to start the play. So on this one, you probably can't even hear, but she's announcing, you can see her talking, and they snap it. She hasn't blown her whistle yet, and they snap the ball. All right? So that's a 5-yard penalty. All right, it's a delay game if they do that, okay? Does everybody have a little bit of a gist of what the 5-yard penalties for a dead ball are? Does anybody know the acronym off the top of their head of field? Can anybody give me any of the 5?
False start.
False starts F. Illegal snap E. Leaving the field and delay a game. All right, those are all blow and throw penalties, 5 yards. All right, so live ball penalties. There are a lot more of them, so I don't really think that we used to have an acronym, but I don't think anymore. These ones are 5-yard penalties. These are live balls. Most of them are simultaneous with the snap, but we're not going to kill the play. All right, so illegal motion is when one person is moving towards the line of scrimmage when the ball is snapped. So like I said yesterday, we can't have people running up and then they snap it so they get a running start like something in arena football you'd see, okay? That's an illegal motion. It's not a false start, it's just an illegal motion, okay? Illegal shift is similar to illegal motion, but it's just more than one person is moving at the time of the snap, whether it's forward or side to side. You can't ever have 2 people moving at the time of the snap. Illegal substitution would be if you at the time of the snap you have 8 people, somebody's trying to get off. That's you throw the flag in the air, but you're letting the play happen, okay? Snapper on the line of scrimmage, we'll skip that. I mean, that's some of these you can definitely be more preventative than call a penalty before you have to call one. Player within 5 yards, we mentioned that, of the sideline. Yeah. Player within the 5 yards on the sideline, as long as he's covered up, it's not a penalty, but if there's nobody covered up, you could probably yell at him, hey, you need to be 5 yards out. If he doesn't listen, that's when you can throw a penalty, all right? But these are definitely ones where, as a referee, you can yell at the quarterback, make sure everybody's set, so then you can talk him out of having a penalty. But as long as you say that, don't coach them to saying, hey, stop before you snap. Like, don't say that, because then you're coaching them to not have a penalty. There's a certain point where the players have to know the rules in some capacity that they're not committing penalties all the time, okay? Illegal participation, illegal substitution is twice. Illegal participation would be if you have 8 players on the field and we don't catch it, and we see later that there's 8 players, that's a 5-yard penalty we can call afterwards. But ideally, we'd want the illegal substitution to be called, or that to happen, before the play even starts. What's that? Yeah, where's the M? Okay. All right. So the acronym for live ball penalties. So the dead ball 5 yards was field. This one is mishaps, going with motion, illegal shift, substitution, have a player on the line of scrimmage, a player within 5 yards, participation and substitution. So I don't really love that one, but that's not really how I learned very well. But if you don't learn very well, mishaps is 5-yard live ball penalties. And these other ones, they're not as much simultaneous with the snap, but we're not going to kill the play regardless. So illegal forward pass, you do at the spot of the foul. Illegal male advancement, a correct on a closed play. That's things that you would throw the flag after the play happens, because obviously you can't do it, simultaneous with the snap. Failure to wear proper equipment. If they're trying to put on their flag belt and they can't, and they just drop it on the ground, you just throw your flag in the air, it's a penalty, but you're not killing the play. Same thing, we've talked about the punt. If they cross the neutral zone, just don't kill the play. A lot of officials who see that for the first time, they'll say false start or something when it's just a live ball penalty. All right, these are all 5-yard penalties. There's no conduct or contact involved in these for the most part. So they're 5 yards and they're live ball penalties. 10-yard penalties that are live ball. These are most of the ones that we've been referencing throughout training. Illegal contact, flag guarding, holding, offense, defensive, pass interference, illegally removing a flag belt, illegally secured flag belt, unsportsmanlike conduct, and roughing the passer, illegal participation. These are all 10-yard penalties, so contact penalty, contact, illegally removing foul belts, not contact, but you won't see that too often. Illegally secured flag belt, this is when we mean that they tie it on purpose. Some players will clip it and they like to not tie it, but they like to wrap it. Just have them unwrap it, that's more of a preventative officiating thing, but if somebody literally tries to tie it in a knot, that's a penalty, okay? Unsportsmanlike conduct, that's conduct. Roughing the passer, contact. Illegal participation, I feel like that's 5 yard, but was that not back here? Yeah, I don't know why that's in there twice. But like I said, these are the only 10-yard penalties we have, and they all are conduct or contact, okay? So if false starts, that's not a contact, that's gonna be a 5-yard penalty. All these are 10 yards.
What's the illegally removing? How do you do that?
Illegally removing a flag belt, I'm not really sure what that would be considered.
It would have to be, the way I see it, it would have to be, they have the flag belt on, and then when the ball's snapped, they take it off. Just to make it seem like they were already flagged when they got the ball. That's how I think that this is. I've never seen it happen.
Yeah.
The flag.
Also, I believe is if the defensive player pulls a flag belt before the player receives the ball. So if a receiver's going down the field, instead of guarding him, they pull it right away, and then flag goes down the field, that receiver gets the ball, but they don't have a flag belt anymore because it was already pulled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, there's definitely penalties where, it could happen. You don't see it a lot, but if somebody wanted to pull somebody's flag before when they were running a route, that's a 10-yard penalty. They're not allowed to do that. Okay. And so just remember, contact and conduct are 10-yard penalties. Everything else is going to be 5. Okay. And these 10-yard penalties, are all live ball penalties, except for unsportsmanlike conduct, where it could be a live ball foul, but you enforce it as a dead ball penalty. Okay. And so we call live ball penalties throw and go. You throw your flag and go, you don't blow your whistle. So there's blow and throw, where you blow your whistle and throw the flag. Throw and go is you throw it and you continue to officiate. And then these ones are at the end of the play, is when you double tweet to let your referee know. Does everybody see what happened there? So watch pretty much all the 3 on the line right there. None of them become set even for 1 second, and one of them is still moving at the time of the snap anyway. So that's an illegal motion. She hasn't even become set before the snap happens. All right. So part of our rules is that, and when somebody asks what does becoming set mean, all you need to do is be set for at least a second, all right? As this play can show you, still moving. She's not set for a second before the snap happens, okay? We're not killing the play because it's not a false start or anything, she's just moving towards the line, but it's an illegal motion. And then for administrative purposes, if everybody was moving at the time of the snap, if all 3 of them never became set, that'd just be an illegal shift because more than one person is moving at the time of the snap, okay? But in this case, only that one female is moving towards the line of the scrimmage. And that's a throw and go. Don't kill that play. All right, so what do you think we have here? Legal motion. And so it looks like the quarterback throws the ball down, so he just wasted a play pretty much because he thought that, I guess it's a false start. But I don't know if maybe the line judge had the penalty, but either way, it's good that we didn't kill the play, but it's a pretty obvious illegal motion that he's not even set and he's just walking towards the line. All right. You gotta look at that. And so this one, obviously you can see, is crossing the line on a punt. So he crosses it. He looks like he killed the play, which is not correct. Okay, so the referee, he had the right flag because the guy obviously went over the snapper, but all he needs to do is throw the flag and move on. And then the penalty, it's not a false start, it's not an encroachment, it's just crossing the neutral zone, and that's the penalty, pretty much what it's called, okay? But the main thing with those, just don't blow your whistle because it's not a dead ball penalty, okay? Or it's not a blow and throw penalty. All right. So does everybody understand briefly what we went to, just the types of penalties? Because now we're going to be getting into actually enforcing them, which is the hard part, okay? All right. So we went over all field penalties happen before the snap and are enforced from the succeeding spot. And the succeeding spot meaning where the pucks are currently set. So if we have a false start, we're going to enforce it from where the pucks are set. Okay. Fouls after the play is over. Once the play is over and the player commits the penalty, that should say preceding spot. But the succeeding spot is where the ball will be next snapped. So say we have a dead ball in sportsmanlike conduct. The play already happened. We set the pucks, and then something happens. Then we enforce it from that spot. Okay. And I think we should have the graphic. You know what I'm talking about, that one graphic. Okay. Okay. So live ball penalty enforcement, because most penalties, all dead ball penalties are either going to be where the pucks are setting, where the pucks are set. But when in terms of live ball penalties, it gets very confusing on where we enforce a flag guard from or where we enforce a pass interference from. Okay. So a loose ball play is considered when an action that precedes a legal forward pass, like a scramble, or after the pass is thrown. That's all a loose ball play. And then a running play is one not classified a loose ball play, or when a player physically has the ball in their hand and they're running. Okay. So once the ball is snapped, it's loose ball play, loose ball play, loose ball play, throws it, still loose ball play, caught, running play. Okay. Does that make sense? And then if they hand it off, or if they pitch it back, it's a running play. And then, like I said, at the snap, it's a loose ball play, but if the quarterback starts running, then it becomes a running play once he starts to run and not pass it. Okay. But knowing these two is incredibly important when enforcing a penalty on what type of play it is. So if the line judge calls a penalty, the first thing the referee should ask is whether it was a loose ball play or a running play, because that affects where we enforce the penalty from. Okay, and we will keep on getting into that. So where do we enforce penalties from? A loose ball play is from the previous spot where the ball was last snapped. Okay. So these are the ones that occur during the loose ball play period, or fouls that are simultaneous with the snap. So, for example, if we have a snap, illegal contact on the defense, incomplete pass. We have the penalty, we're going to enforce it from the previous spot because it happened during the loose ball play. Okay? But we have a running play. We have a catches the ball, starts running, holding, gets 5 more yards. We're enforcing that because it's a running play from the end of the run. All right. Or where the player gets deflagged out of bounds or hits the ground with a fumble. But for the most part, it's going to be at the end of the run where the running play happens. If it's a foul during a running play and it's on the offense, say we have a flag guard during a running play, we're not going to give them the extra 10 yards that they could have got because they flag guarded on those. If it's a penalty on a running play, we're going to do it from the spot of the foul. Okay. Yeah.
I was just going to ask about holding, if you have like from the spot of the foul or holding.
Yeah, the hold is, I mean, just think about this. We're not going to, if the offense gains an advantage, we're not going to let them keep that advantage. But obviously, and just on the flip side, we're not going to let the defense keep that advantage by enforcing the penalty where it happens rather than the end of the run. Okay, so just think about it that way when you get confused with the running play on where it's enforced. Okay. All right, so this is kind of what I was saying, just in more of a timeline, more of a visual. Quarterback runs are a little iffy when it comes to loose ball plays. That's kind of like a judgment call for when it happens. Okay. Yeah, like I said, snap is all loose ball till it's caught and then it becomes a running play. Then if a quarterback is running and gets deflagged, it's technically a running play the whole time. Okay. So this is a loose ball play. He's running around, passes it. That's all loose ball play. Okay? Does everybody understand that? All right. You got that. Chris, can you start that video? So that's a simple loose ball play. Nothing happened, but just to get the gist, you know, the pass is going to be a loose ball play. All right. And then if he would have caught it and started running, that's when it becomes a running play. And then running play, this is an animation, but what I've said in words, still a loose ball play. All right, but he starts to run. He starts to run. He doesn't pass it. So all this is going to be a running play. So in terms of a loose ball play and running play, on quarterback runs, it's a loose ball play until he starts running. So if he passes the ball, like we said in the last one, he passed the ball right here. So that all this would be a loose ball play. But once you know after the play that he ran, then technically it all was a running play the whole time. Okay, and that's something that, depending on the play, you'll just have to figure out when you're enforcing a penalty that way. All right. All right. So this is all loose ball, still loose ball. Okay, now we can probably say it's a running play because he started running. If we had a penalty on the defense, where would we enforce it from on this play? It was all a running play.
Whenever the review is flagged.
The review's flagged, end of the run. So yeah, okay. All right, so we have kind of this first one. There could be multiple types of plays during a down. Loose ball play, the quarterback passes it, and then we have a running play, and then a deflag. Just kind of remember that in terms of penalty enforcement, because we could have clean play, holding in here, and that could affect, you know, where we enforce the penalty from. So that's why when I say you should know loose ball play or running play, because it really will affect where we enforce the penalties from. So all loose ball, starts a running play. Probably a flag guard. So I don't think it was thrown, but did everybody see what it looked like a flag guard when I saw that? See how he dips down, and 28 obviously couldn't get the flag. Though the line judge can't see that side of his body, for the most part, if anybody's going like this, that's going to be a flag guard. Okay. And so just question, where would we enforce that if we have a flag guard on the offense, but he looks like he got about 2-3 more yards? Spot of the foul, because we're not going to give the offense the extra 3 yards because they flag guarded. We're going to stop it there, even though it happened during a running play, all right? Because they gain that advantage. It's a simple loose ball play turning into a running play. Okay. So the 4 W's references to when you go to your official to report the foul, because after you double sweep your whistle, you got to explain to your referee what just happened, okay? Because they're not watching down the field, they're watching their zone as well. All right, so they're going to ask you pretty much, what was the foul? Holding. Who is it on? Defense. When did the foul occur? During the running play. Where is the enforcement spot? This last one could probably be a 2-man effort, or you know, as we start out a 2-man effort, because that's when you have these two go hand in hand. When did the foul occur? Loose ball play. That should give you this enforcement spot. All right. So that's why when you do call a foul, don't just call the foul and then go to the ref, because then you have to know what you're calling and where you should be going with it before you even go to the official, the referee. Okay. Then all with this, if you're calling as a line judge, make sure you don't leave the spot. Pass it off to the field judge, so then you can go to the referee. But for the most part, this is an easy way to figure out this, which is ultimately what we're trying to do, is where we're enforcing it from, so then we can move on to the next play. It's all in words. Anybody have any questions so far on enforcement spots?
We're gonna go with the card again.
What's that?
The card, like, you know, that card you showed us yesterday?
Oh, the scorecard. Yeah, we probably won't go over it today, but after training we can go over it too. I don't know if we have any printed out, but probably not. Yeah, we can go over it briefly. All right, so that was penalty enforcement in about 15 minutes, but we have one more thing. And this we're gonna do more like real scenarios, I believe tomorrow. So just be aware that we'll really go over it tomorrow in terms of actually enforcing these penalties and scenarios. Okay.
Yeah, and that whole detail to it is going to happen tomorrow with Andy, your coordinator, if you haven't met yet. The one last thing that we can cover that I didn't realize was on the slide. If there's a penalty on the offense behind the line of scrimmage, all right, you're not going to enforce the penalty from the previous spot. You're going to enforce it from the spot of the foul. In that instance, you got to think kind of stiff the offense. All right, because everything that they got prior after their foul behind the line of scrimmage was gained illegal. Okay, so for instance, so line of scrimmage, and we go. They committed illegal contact. Right there, by the line. He throws it, they're running, he's the flag and one. Everything that happened after their illegal contact is not, doesn't make sense. Alright, they'll come back. From here, in this instance, it'll be half the distance to goal line. But you just gotta think, if the offense commits a foul behind the line of scrimmage, your enforcement spot is gonna be the spot of the foul. Does that make sense? You gotta think, stiff the offense. Okay?
Yeah.
Everything will kind of piece itself together when we go out, and then the logistics of penalty enforcement will be covered. Any questions?